Rodrigo Duterte, the former firebrand president of the Philippines, has always been a controversial figure. His political career, spanning decades, has been marked by both fervent support and harsh criticism. Duterte's rise to prominence began in Davao City, where he served as mayor for over 20 years. He gained notoriety for his tough stance on crime, employing controversial methods that earned him both admiration and infamy. In 2016, Duterte rode a wave of populist support to win the Philippine presidency. His campaign promises centered around crushing crime and eradicating drugs. His methods, often brutal and uncompromising, led to thousands of deaths in what became known as the War on Drugs. While this approach resonated with a segment of the population, it also drew condemnation from human rights groups and international organizations. Duterte's presidency was characterized by his brash rhetoric, his disdain for traditional diplomacy, and his pivot towards closer ties with China. His domestic policies, particularly the war on drugs, continued to draw controversy and scrutiny. The International Criminal Court began investigating allegations of crimes against humanity related to the drug war, casting a shadow over Duterte's final years in office. In 2022, Duterte stepped down from the presidency, succeeded by Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. However, his retirement did not shield him from the looming presence of the ICC. March 28, 2025, marked Rodrigo Duterte's 80th birthday. The occasion, however, was far from a quiet celebration. Instead, it became a focal point for the deep divisions that still grip the Philippines in the wake of Duterte's controversial presidency. In Davao City, Duterte's hometown and a stronghold of his support, thousands of his loyalists poured into the streets. They came to celebrate their beloved Tatay Digong, as he is affectionately known. Rallies were awash with banners proclaiming "Happy Birthday, Mayor Rody," and "Duterte, we stand with you." Supporters, many wearing shirts emblazoned with Duterte's image, danced to music, sang songs, and expressed their unwavering belief in their former leader. However, the celebratory mood was not shared by all. In Manila, the nation's capital, and even in The Hague, Netherlands, where Duterte was detained, protests erupted. Human rights groups, activists, and families of victims of the drug war took to the streets demanding justice and accountability. They carried placards bearing slogans like "Justice for the Victims" and "Stop the Killings." Their presence served as a stark reminder of the dark side of Duterte's legacy. The contrasting scenes on Duterte's birthday underscored the complex and polarizing nature of his legacy. His detention by the ICC on March 11, 2025, only served to amplify these divisions. The ICC's decision to apprehend Duterte sent shockwaves through the Philippines and beyond. The charges against him are grave crimes against humanity related to the thousands of deaths attributed to his brutal war on drugs. The ICC alleges that Duterte's anti-drug campaign was a systematic and widespread attack against civilians, characterized by extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances, and torture. Duterte and his legal team have vehemently denied these charges, claiming that the drug war was a necessary measure to combat a national crisis. They argue that the killings were largely carried out by vigilantes or rival drug gangs, not by state forces acting on Duterte's orders. The ICC's move to detain Duterte has been met with mixed reactions in the Philippines. His supporters view it as an assault on Philippine sovereignty and an attempt by foreign powers to undermine their democratically elected leader. They argue that the ICC has no jurisdiction over the Philippines, which withdrew from the court in 2019. Some have even gone so far as to call for the Philippines to sever diplomatic ties with countries that support the ICC's decision. Duterte's legacy is complex and contested. He remains a popular figure among many Filipinos who admire his strongman persona and his perceived success in tackling crime and corruption. However, his critics argue that his methods have come at a steep cost, undermining the rule of law, eroding democratic institutions, and exacerbating human rights abuses. The Zero Remittance movement, spearheaded by some overseas Filipino workers protesting Duterte's arrest, highlights the potential economic ramifications of his continued detention. OFW remittances constitute a significant portion of the Philippine economy, and a sustained decline could have a ripple effect across various sectors. As Duterte's legal battles continue to unfold in The Hague, the Philippines grapples with his divisive legacy. The nation remains deeply polarized, with strong sentiments both for and against the former president. The outcome of the ICC case will have significant implications, not only for Duterte personally but also for the future of the Philippines. It will shape the country's relationship with the international community, its commitment to human rights, and its ability to heal the wounds of a dark and tumultuous period in its history.